Hey everybody, Rhys here with Awaken tip number 19, Soulmates. And if you haven't checked out my free webinar that you just click on anytime, which I will add to this email, if you haven't seen that, definitely watch that. I mean, it's the foundation of what I teach about interpersonal relationship and how the school works. A mystery school like the one that I run, the Rhys Thomas Institute of Energy Medicine, is based on the fact that the groups come together, they're called to each other, and the group that's called to each other are there to totally help each other transform. It's not just some course that you're taking where you sign up and you pay your money and then at the end you get a little certificate and say, there you go, I learned this and I've got this new technique, or I've got this new idea, or I've got whatever. No, this is where you realize that what you've been missing in your life are people who totally see you, understand you, love you, and support you in being you, not them. It's kind of crazy. It's like when you think about all the people in the world, there isn't really anybody that you know that really wants you to be you, right? Even your mom. I mean, it's like, right? Because the truth is that even your mom gets kind of frustrated with you when you don't behave the way she'd like you to behave. Everybody wants you to be who they want you to be. And if you're trying to be what everybody else wants you to be, you're not being you at all. So what do? So you have to find people who you can, one, share who you really are. First of all, you have to do the work to find out who you are. That's the first year in the Rhys Thomas Institute of Energy Medicine. And you find out who you are. And then you also find that you need that reflected back to you by other people. Because when you go home after finding out, you go to class the first weekend, you go, I know who I am. I'm a creative idealist, or I'm this, or I'm a charismatic leader. And you go home and you say, look at what I found out I am. And they won't be very happy about that. They're going to be like, what? What are you doing? Who do you think you are? You're you have agreed to be something with me, and that is not a soulmate. That maybe a type of soulmate. That's a noble friend, someone who can't see you, won't see you. But oftentimes we're already married to and already have family that really wants us to be who we are. But since we haven't been knowing who we are and we haven't been living in our soul, we can't really be a soulmate to them either. So learning what a soulmate is very, very important. And the soulmates come in many forms. There's the primary soulmate, the one that we all desire, which is the love of your life, the soul, the twin flame. You want to find that person. And then there are the immediate family, bosses, people that are like the second level of that are people that are really important to you, and they're souls that you have gone back and forth. Everybody plays the mother, everybody plays the child, everybody plays the hurt one, everybody plays in many generations and lifetimes, and those are the people, those are the inner circle of your soulmates. And just outside of that are actually what Carolyn Mace calls noble friends, and they're noble soulmates. And those are the ones that are also in your inner circle, but they've decided to come into the world to challenge you. And they are hard on you, or they hurt you, or they abuse you, or they neglect you, or they abandon you, or they do something horrible to you. That's like, how could anybody do that? And those are actually, when you do die and go over, they're going to be there. They're going to be on the side going, gotcha. And you're like, oh, I totally bought the story, and I ruined my life over that. You did that to me, and then I spent the next 50 years being angry and miserable and a terrible person, and it was like just because of you. And it wasn't just because of you, because when that noble friend does that to you and you do go into that place of playing smaller or being down, that person is forcing you to choose you, not choose them, not choose the wound, but choose the power in you, because the soul has never been wounded, right? Only the ego gets wounded. Only oh my God, I didn't get loved. Oh my God, I lost this. That's the only part of it's ever been wounded. No part of your soul has ever been wounded. Never gets wounded. Okay, like Donald Trump. Never gets wounded. Never. So this is the soulmate, and then of course there's the supportive cast of soulmates, all the people that you sort of work with and run into, and then you go to the store with, and that group. And then there's there's the earth soulmates, and the earth soulmates are everybody on the planet. And of course, everyone on the planet has an equal power in their soul, every one of them. Okay, so we all have this equal amount of power, and so we play a role. We are part of humanity. So what we do as an individual is actually affecting all of the world. Now, what's interesting is that we all have the same identical amount of power, identical amount of power. So why do some people wield power in so much of a stronger way? So some of the soulmates have taken power, and they've totally got the power. And we don't seem to have that kind of power. We say something and nobody listens. When these people speak, all of a sudden the whole world listens. Well, what happens is that they're not any more powerful than we are. But what they've done is they very smartly convinced us to vote with them with our power. So we see them and say, well, that's good, and we're going to vote for that, and we're going to let them be the leaders and let them do that. And then when we do that, we forget that we also have total power over what happens in the world. And if we all had that, there would be no war, there would be no insanity, there would be nobody bombing other countries. This is just nuts. But because we give the power over, because we pretend, we buy the story that we're not as powerful, and we live that way, and we grow up that way, right? We're born into the world, and our parents say, you're a child. What does that make us do? No power. That's not a soulmate. A soulmate reminds us constantly of how amazing and powerful we are. So when you surround yourself with soulmates, which is the whole premise of the Rhys Institute of Energy Medicine, where we bring you together energetically to be supported in literally becoming the greatness that you are. That's what a soulmate is about. And so you are embedded. Everybody you know is a soulmate at some level. Knowing what type of soulmate you're with teaches you how to own your power. But the inner circle, the people you surround yourself with, and the person that you are the most in relationship with, your primary relationship, they better be soulmates rather than just nice people that you get along with, right? Because a soulmate is a person who pushes you to be the best you can possibly be all the time, and never, ever takes or believes that you're wounded or hurt or you can't do something. You're capable, right down to the end, right down to your last breath, you can make a difference in the world. And they believe that, and they will support you in doing that. So soulmates are people who don't just love you and your life, they love this deepest quality within you. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that tip as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. And I just wanted to let you know that these awakening tips, I'm going to continue to do them over the next 2 months, right up to our event, our big flagship event each year, which is called Awaken. And these awakening tips are just the tip of the iceberg as to what you're going to get in a 2-day event, May 20th and 21st, at the Holiday Inn in Dedham, Massachusetts. It's going to be awesome, and we've used that hotel before. They're fantastic. It's a great place to have it, and we are going to share with you as much as we can the experience of really being in the Rhys Institute of Energy Medicine, and these tips are just like I said, sort of like the primer for what we're doing there to sort of get you going. So if you're interested in finding out more about the live event and getting the $50 ticket. Which actually is a $50 ticket for the whole 2 days, and you can bring a friend. Click on this video, and I'd love to see you there. And you can always email support@rhysthomasinstitute.com if you have any questions or want to bring a big group. We'd love to see you there. So enjoy, and I will see you on the next tip.